I didn't understand it at first. I really thought that I was just doing my art until people started thanking me. And that was like, I was like, why are people thanking me to do my art, or, you know, thanking me for these images? And then I realized that I was giving the city a voice. I know that post-Katrina blues has had the biggest impact on people because, of course, the world witnessed Hurricane Katrina destroy our city. So I think at that time, at the time that I did it, I was channeling what everyone's feeling. So we're on the world stage at this point, and that image, and I didn't like the image too much when I first did it. I know I needed to do it, but once I was done, I think taking what was familiar to everybody at that point and showing it, people instantly decided that it was what they were trying to say. Like I said, it's art at some point is a language, and if you hit the right note, then you're singing everybody's song. I think the best compliment that I've ever gotten with my art didn't really come as like a verbal compliment. When people walk up to my work and they get so emotional that they start crying, to me that is the highest compliment. And it's not about me, it's about their experience and everything. But when I can create a piece of artwork and I feel passionately emotional about it, and then they walk up to it and they can't control their emotions, that to me is like an exchange that I can't even verbalize. You know, that's humbling, and it's the biggest compliment ever. Unless I know it looks good, I won't show you. You know, I have to perfect my skill if I'm going to display it. So I never really had that. There was only one guy who actually hired me and told me, he was like, listen, I don't even like your work, but I'm going to hire you because everyone else does. But I think he liked it. He just didn't want to pay me what he thought I might ask for. Oh, that's a tough one. That's like saying, okay, you have all of your favorite desserts here. You can only eat one. That's it for the rest of your life. You can only have one. I would probably be the 2012 Jazz Festival poster of Trombone Shorty, because like he's on the porch and he's stretching that horn and blowing those notes, and the neighborhood is kind of bending to his instrument or to his music. It's really colorful, and it just feels good. And people say, some people wonder if that's me on the poster too. You know, it's funny because color is usually the last thing. Usually I'm thinking of light and shadow and composition. So I'm thinking, well, first it's content, because the idea has to come. So like right now, there's this painting of a guy holding an umbrella. He could be part of a second line. And so immediately, I think the umbrella is a space that I want the viewer to live in, like that right underneath the umbrella has to feel great. So I think of lights all around the umbrella, all kind of Mardi Gras things hanging off the umbrella. And then the guy holding the umbrella, he's going to have a lot of character. He'll represent the character of New Orleans. Like if you were in New Orleans and you saw a guy with an umbrella and he had a lot of character, that's what he would look like. If I had to be one, it would be Rex, because the Mardi Gras colors were born out of Rex, and the bloom came from Rex. So I like that idea. Like Rex is pretty much the origin of Mardi Gras. Jazz Festival is my favorite festival. Jazz and Heritage Festival, of course. I love that people come from all over the world, and I see some of the same people every year. I don't know why they don't live here. I mean, they're more New Orleans than some of the locals here. They're die-hard jazz festers too, so the Jazz Festival is a great fest. I like Flirty Girl. I love that brand. I think Lauren's doing a great job of representing the city in the same way, by being a voice for the city. You know, I like Dirty Coast. I love that shop. Those T-shirts they say what I want to say, and they fit well too. You know. I think I would be a scientist. I've always wanted to space travel. I mean, I think if you're not interested in science, then you're not really interested in living, you know, because science supports everything. It drives life, you know. There's not one aspect of life that science isn't involved in. I love it. I almost never say no. If an organization comes to me or anyone and says, hey, we are doing something great, here it is, could you donate to help out? I say yes. It's usually I give more than I intend. Once I meet with them, I always give more. It's just, why not, you know? Like I said, I'd like to add to the positivity of the world. So if there are people who benefit from it, great. And also if they're there at the auctions and they're fighting over my stuff, that's good too. I would say to that 12-year-old kid, decide what's important to you. Sometimes you don't know what's important to you, but if you look at all your habits, you'll find it there. It'll tell you what you're interested in. So now at that point, and it's the hardest thing to do, but you have to not listen to everyone else. You have to listen to yourself. Because if you don't find what it is you love and what you're passionate about, then you'll be forever career jumping, and you'll be working for this person and that person. Deciding what you want is the single most important thing there is. Society will always tell you that you can't be successful as an artist, that you shouldn't go into it. Your parents will discourage you. You know, artists are weirdo, crazy people who are that close to homelessness and who dress like it with paint all over their clothes or whatever. But that's really the furthest thing from the truth. That's the cliche artist. Really, the creative people are driving the industry. You would think that we would be less attached to change, because everything in the world is changing all the time, constantly, but yet we hold on to the things that we want to stay the same, and we try to fix everything in one position, and we stay in our routines and we don't break that, and we're safe. And but I think that part of being happy is letting that go and deciding that everything's going to change anyway. So you're basically just on for the ride, and then you understand that there's this place that is for you that doesn't change. But you will never know that if you're constantly hanging on to the things that you think won't change. You'll never be able to sit with yourself and be comfortable. I don't think I've reached there yet, but I'm beginning to explore what it means to live for myself. I'm forming my life in the way that I want. My kids are around. The people who are important to me are here, and that circle's gotten smaller, but I'm okay with that. I think it should be that way. Because everybody wants to do something in your life, and that's fine. But what do I want to do? I know I don't want to die and say I should have done this or I should not have done that. So I think at this point I'm redefining what it is that I'm living for, or what it is that I want. And so that's become more important to me than anything.